Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farmville. I still haven't decided what to do about the trees, whether or not I should actually bother with getting wood chips from them or not. Probably I'm not going to, we're probably just going to run through and delete them. I'll just do that off camera or something. I'll figure something out. Right, that one, he didn't actually plant that little tiny bit there, which didn't want. Okay, that's better. And then we'll go this way. Swing on round here. And off we trot. Alright, so we are at least able to do our planting here. And yeah, I did plant a little bit there, but it's the same crop. So that's absolutely fine. That's not going to cause us any problems. If I can get this one done enough to set the hired help going, I will then be able to go and cultivator. I want to get a cultivator and get that going in the other field down there. Now, some of you have said that I need to be thinking about getting another tractor as well. I need a slightly bigger tractor, and I do agree. I do need a bigger tractor, but I've decided that I wasn't going to do that straight away. I will leave that until we've at least done our next harvest, because I don't think that we really need it at the moment, and I want to see what else I want to spend my money on. Several of you were saying that I should just go straight with a bigger combine, and then not worry about sort of an intermediate step, and yeah, alright, I'll go along with that. And some of you said that maybe I should just go with a really, really big combine. I'm not sure that I want to do that, to be honest. I'm not sure that I actually want a massive combine on this map. I don't think it would fit. I don't think it would be overly suitable for it. So I will try this Fendt one, and I'll see how I get on with it. I missed it a little bit there. I'll try the Fendt one, I'll see how I get on with it, and provided I get on with the combine alright, we will just probably stick with that one for the remainder of the series, and I'll be quite happy with that. I'm going to count that as a win for our combines, and then we don't need to worry about it. I think that's quite a big combine, and I think that that will be able to cope with all of the harvesting that we want to do, and maybe, just maybe, getting a second one so that we've got different combines running in different fields might be the way forward. This tree is just really irritating me. I know that it's, you know, decorative and everything, but it's still really irritating me, so I want to get rid of it. Okay, I spoke to the people at the local sawmill and asked them if they could just come along and work some of their voodoo magic, and they have done, and now the tree is gone, which I think is absolutely fantastic. It means that we can now focus on doing our planting, and I've got more trees down there that are going to also be in the way, but I'll see if I can leave them there this time. If I can get the hired help set up now in a second, they can carry on and do this field, and we'll be able to pick out ourselves a cultivator. It'd be nice to do a bit more shopping, get that cultivator, so then we're able to, next month, plant everything else that we need to plant, because we haven't actually got a lot left that we want to plant. It's 3 more fields, which is going to be soybeans, corn, and sorghum. Let's head up this way. Right, if I get this right, I'm going to do like a couple of extra little bits just here on this end so that he'll be able to turn around a bit easier. And then we can go planting. We can go cultivating while the hired help goes planting right here. And I'm really hoping the hired help is able to do it properly. Let's go up there. I thought for a minute the hired help was going to be driving into a tree there, but it doesn't seem to be. And it's doing a great job. It's carrying on, it's actually planting, it's doing what I wanted it to do, so I'm not going to interfere with it any further. And we are going to buy ourselves a brand spanking new cultivator. Now, we don't want anything that is really big, because obviously this tractor just won't be able to cope with it. But we want something big enough to be able to get through the various different jobs that we want to go and do. So I'm hoping we can find a happy compromise down here at the dealership. And I've still got that one over there that I need to do something with. I tell you what, I'm going to hitch it on, and I'm going to just fill up with seed right here from these two. Whether or not I'm actually going to be able to do that or not, I don't know. So let me just open that up there. And it holds 1,000. I think we're going to be left with 1,000 litres here. And I don't know why the seed drills won't let you fill up. It does not make any sense to me. If you have a trailer, the trailer will just fill up. But the seed drills don't seem to like you filling up from pulling up alongside something anymore. And, I mean, they used to, but they just don't seem to like it anymore. Right, that's got 158 litres left. I'm going to put that over there on the off chance that one day, maybe, I will come back and do something with it. I'll close that lid, and then I'm going to back you over here and put you down there. Yeah, I know, we don't have access to the land. That's fine. We have got a Horsch disc harrow. It's the one that I'm going to use, because I'm operating on the premise in this series that our soil is very loose and crumbly. So, like, after we've ploughed, we don't need to go over with a cultivator, because the ground can get broken up well enough without it. So, therefore, we wouldn't need a heavy-duty cultivator either. We would be absolutely fine to... Yeah, I know, I'm going around and driving through the people. I don't care at this point, because otherwise I will be there waiting forever. So, what we can do is, if we've just got a disc harrow, we can run over the ground fairly quickly with it and be able to do any cultivating that we want to do, because it's nice light soil. So a disc harrow is all that we need. We don't need that heavier cultivator that is designed for going through the heavier soils. So this is a light cultivator. It's classed as light cultivator, which means it's going to leave the straw stubble on the surface of the field as we go along. And then once we do the planting, I can't actually remember if the planting leaves that same pattern on the surface or if it changes it up a little bit. Genuinely can't remember that. Now, we haven't got any rolling going on. And the reason that we haven't got rolling going on is because I have a mod that basically adds a rolling function to almost all seed drills. I think there are a few seed drills that it doesn't actually add it to, and I did debate with myself whether or not I should keep that one, and I thought ultimately yes I will, because although it is something that I think you know, maybe I was wondering whether maybe we should have it, because rolling is something that you need to do. When you plant stuff, you do need to go and roll it. I mean, some seed drills do actually now have a packer type operation built into it, so you don't need to go and roll afterwards, because they try to do single pass operations. However, that being said, I still would, for most of the things that we're doing, you would want to go along and you'd roll afterwards. Rolling does have a really good benefit. It presses the soil against the seeds that you planted, and that does actually help them to germinate faster. The Cambridge rollers in particular, they make little ridges, and those ridges have two purposes. One is they actually, right down on the surface, they reduce the amount of wind speed that the tiny plant experiences just as it's germinating, and that does actually help it to grow a little bit quicker. But the other benefit of the Cambridge roller, the one that leaves the ridges in the field, is that those little tiny ridges increase the surface area of the soil, and that increased surface area of the soil means that more of the soil is exposed to sunlight, which warms up the soil a little bit faster, which in turn causes the seed to germinate and then start growing a little bit faster. And it genuinely does help the early establishment of the plant. Once you get past the first couple of weeks after germination, once it's sprouted through and it's started making headway, it's not really much of a difference after that point. But to begin with, while those ridges are still there and quite sort of prominent, it really does make a difference, and it helps get your crop established and pushing along just a little bit. And I don't think a lot of people underestimate, I think, the benefit that rolling can have on a crop. Like, it really does genuinely make a difference, and you wouldn't think that it would make that much of a difference, just those tiny little ridges, but it really does. It really does help. So I debated with myself quite a lot whether or not I should have rolling in this series, because of how important a thing it actually is to getting the crops established. But it's also a really dull task, and we've already got several tasks. We're gonna, cultivate or plow. I've got the lime back on. We've got fertilizing that we need to do, and there's another. I did get rid of the stones. I don't really want those. And then there's various different tasks that we're going to need to accomplish while we're doing our farming. And quite frankly, I thought adding in a little bit extra in the form of hang on, let me just see. Yeah, adding in a little bit extra in the form of the rolling, if I don't have to, it seems like a bit of a waste of time, really. It's an extra step that I don't think I need in order to be able to get the effect that I want from the series. We're supposed to be sort of doing things mostly realistically. Now, if you go up to there, and I'm hoping that you will be able to carry on and do that, which means that I can then go over to this one. We can start you up, and I'm just going to tidy up the edges of the field. We've got a couple of little spots that are left, as always. Some do it more than others. This Great Plains one seems to have done it on every single pass, which is potentially going to be a bit of a jolly nuisance. But I don't think that we're going to be keeping this seed drill for very long, especially as I am planning... I am planning to be getting more land, so we could very well turn all of the fields that we've got right here. We sort of turn at least like 1, 2, 3 into some bigger fields, just like one long connected field, or at least like 2 and 3 connected together. I don't really know yet. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it, but it's probably almost certainly, definitely, maybe not going to stay exactly as it is right now. Now, I'm going to race back to the yard. I've got 3 more crops that are going to need to be planted. We've got corn, which is going to need to be planted with the other new one that we bought. Then we've got beans and sorghum, which will both be planted with either this one or the one that we've got down at the dealership. So this one here, canola, soybeans. If I set this one for soybeans next, that one can just drive right in here. And then that's all done in there. I'll load that one up another time. In the morning. And you over here have almost finished your work. That field is almost done. So if we're going to have a look at the map, right in here, we've got all of these planted. It's these 3 that are left. And if we go through to this bit, so these 3 are going to need more fertilizer. The others are already done. Lime, a little bit on the edge of field 16, but I'm not going to worry about that until all of field 16 needs liming. And as you can see, rolling, it's not needed on any of them. That is not working. And I'm quite happy with that. Even though the rolling is kind of an important thing, I'm still quite happy that we're not going to need it at the moment. So all I need to worry about is getting some fertilizer onto field 3, but that will be happening next month. this one has all finished, so I'm driving it back to the yard, and we can park up, and then that's it for today. We won't cut the grass in April. I will wait until May before I cut the grass. It's not ready to cut yet. I will wait until May before we cut grass, so everything else should be done. I do need to buy a sprayer, and I need to buy the combine. So I'm kind of thinking that if I buy the combine now, plus all the headers that I'm going to need to get for it, then it's done and dusted, we've paid for it, and it's sat at the dealership ready to move back to the farm. I might need a bigger shed, because it's a big combine. I'm not sure we're going to fit it all in here. It's going to be... And see, we're already piling up machinery here. This one can go in here. I'm done with this one for at least until after we do any harvesting. So that one can drive all the way to the back of the shed right there and go there. Roll you down and unhitch, like that. Okay. Combine. That's what we're going to need. So, as well as the combine, I do also want a sprayer. Now, there's a couple of different sprayers. And, like, we've got these. This is a 36-meter boom. That's a 50-meter boom, which is absolutely, utterly insane. This one here can take that one there with a 36-meter boom. These things are huge. They're absolutely enormous. 40 meters. This one is by far the biggest. Like, that's just ludicrous. 50 meters wide. That's madness. I mean, it is €500,000. So we get that in a combine, and we are out of money. I can't afford to do that. So that one's 36 meters. This one is 36. We've got a smaller... Okay, that would be a combination one. We'd have to look in here. That's liquid system. That's solids. So it'd be this one, which is 28 meters. That's a bit better. It's 103. It's still very expensive. The Jacktoe right here, that's not the one that we would want. 500,000. The Jan, there. Now, these are a little bit more. That's 26 meters. This one here is 20 meters. This is a very old machine, this is. But it's only 40 grand. The 40,000, I'm kind of liking the idea of that, because I still want to buy cows as well, and those are expensive. This one here is 200,000. It's 27 meters wide. I actually kind of like the idea of getting the Stara. The Stara or the Jan? Is it Jan or Yan? It depends what country it originates in. 100% depends what country it originates in. This one will do everything. This one we can do fertilizer, solid fertilizer, and then also the liquids in the middle there. So we've got multiple options with that one. And it does 27 meters wide. I think that's 27 meters on the boom. I don't know what it does with the spreader bit. You got narrow, it's just standard narrows on there. Working speed, 25 kilometers an hour. That's quite a beast of a machine, that one is. This one over here is 26 meters wide, 25 kilometers an hour. It only does the two options. I kind of like the idea of having the other one. It doesn't spread as wide as our little tiny spreader that we got on the little tiny tractor, though. This one here is a little bit cheaper at 152,000 compared to the 200,000 with this one. But I'm still thinking I kind of like this one. Let's go with this. Let's do it. We're going to get a Stara imported from South America. So we're going to buy that one for 196,000. And no. I don't want to buy two. We don't want to do that. And then I'm also going to go and buy the combine. I'm going to get this Fendt that was suggested to me. I kind of like this idea. I am going to go with slightly bigger wheels. There's an extra 1,600 there. So there's 406,000 for that one. Now there's our combine. Bought and paid for. Let's back that bad boy up right there. And combination. So I want the Fendt Power Flow header right here. Do I have, if I go and have a look in headers, is there a Draper header that we've got that we can use with the, I don't think there is. I wanted a smaller Draper header. The old... I think it was in FS19. There was a Russell mash, And there was a mid-sized one that actually had a small draper header to go with it. You know, well, I don't know if it's always the ones on the wheels, but it was the one on the wheels that you could just fold up and put on wheels itself. And it was like a 25-foot one. And I really liked that. I thought that was awesome. It was so much easier to carry it around. It doesn't look like we've got any... Ooh, what's this? That's a 35-foot. Terraflex Draper there. Terraflex Draper TP. I don't know if TP has anything to do with it, but that's a interesting one. It's a little bit closer in size. Ours... Actually, what size is our header? Let's go back here. Ours is a 30-foot. I've looked through the headers. I can get that one there, which I kind of don't want to because it's case and it doesn't look like we can change the... Well, I could go with a red one, but it's still a case one rather than a Fendt one. So, purely for that reason, I'm just going to leave it. And I'm going to go with the base game option this time, which is that one there. The Fendt one there. Design... What's the design doing? It's putting something on the side there. Oh, it's just adding on the spare lifters on there. And Design 2 has actually got the lifters on the header itself. Those lifters, by the way, if you have crop that is lying down flat on the fields, which does happen quite often here in the UK, those lifters, they basically just ease them up, ease the crop up off the ground just enough so that the knife can actually cut it properly. And they're really, really good. So we're going to buy that one. There we go. And I'm going to go back and then I'm going to go with combinations. And it's this one that we will want then. It says chassis color. We can have anything we like. But as everything is black at the moment, we'll just go with the black that we're getting. And we will just literally go with it like that and buy that one for $6,000. Okay. And then we come back out of there. So now I've got that one there. Combinations for the power flow. I don't want that. I want to go here. And then I want to go there. I want a combination for that one. So the recommended one is this 6-meter cutter right here. I'll go with the recommended. This one doesn't have the ability to change the color on it, which is a little bit disappointing. So let me see if we've got an alternative. The Capello Diamant 8 right there. Well, we could go for a slightly bigger one, but we don't have an option for changing color on that one. So let me see if I have a different Capello that maybe Mr. Stevie has edited and allowed us to have some color options. Should be quite cool. And those are ones that I've done myself. It doesn't appear that we've got any other options, so we will just stick with that one then, as these are much bigger. It's not that one, even. It's not that one. It's this one, the Diamant 8. The Diamant 12, there, 9 meters wide. I don't think our combine would be able to cope with that one. It would be really cool if it could, because that's a much bigger header. It get through the crop a lot faster. This is only 6 meters wide, and the problem with the 6 meter wide header is that it does take a lot longer to get through. So that one right there, if I go with combinations here, it's only going with these bigger combines. 634 horsepower. Is our combine going to be strong enough to pull it? You know what? I'm going to buy it. 95,000 right there, and then we can test it at the shop. So I got the header over there, and then I got this header here. So what I'm going to need to do is shuffle my way out. And I'm going to move the header over here a minute. Totally didn't just dump that on the floor like that. It's a figment of your imagination. Didn't happen. If you didn't see it, it didn't happen. And I need to go up round here. This one is not going to be easy to pick up either. Especially if I do it like that. There we go. Right. Let's pop that one on. And then we'll unfold it. I'm going to have to unfold the combine as well, just to be able to run the test. And go. It actually seems to be okay. Travels along the ground all right. So it appears that it is folding is not allowed while the tool is turned on. Well, sometimes it does turn it off while it's... There we go, see? Right, let's fold everything back up. That one can just go over here, and I will get this all hooked up and ready for travel. Alright, I've basically shunted that one back into the corner over there so that it is ready for travel. And then we've got this one, which I'm going to drive back to the yard now. And then we'll be able to load that one up with herbicide and stuff when we're back there. The combine can stop where it is for now, and we'll worry about getting that one back later on. This one here, I want this one back at the yard because we're going to have at least one field that we need to spray for weeds, which is the one up here on the left, and that will be next month. So this is kind of the last thing to take back, and then we can skip through until April and we can get the last of the crops planted. Open up the other shed door right there, and we should, at least I'm hoping we can, be able to back this one into this shed here. I don't think the combine is going to fit in this shed. I don't think it's quite high enough on the door there, so this one can go in here anyway. Combine will be able to fit underneath these roofs here. We've just got to find enough space in here somewhere to actually put it. Let's go and get some sleep. Field 3 and Field 4 have got weeds on them. And we need to plant Field 1, 2, and... yeah, stubble tillage. Ploughed. Yeah, so 1, 2, and 16 we need to plough. And we need to we need to plant, and we want to plant them with corn, soybeans, and sorghum. So I'm thinking soybeans on the big field. Don't know. Maybe sorghum on the big field. I'll do sorghum on the big field because the next crop after that will be wheat, and that means that we've got plenty of wheat going into the bigger field. I'm going to leave the seed drill, the new one that I got. Where is it? Where did I put it? Oh, that's in the shed over here. I'm going to leave that one there for a minute. I'm going to drive down to the dealership and get the seed drill that we got down there. I'm going to use that one to start. Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.